everybody. Welcome to today's ETB Developer New Features Overview webinar. We are excited to kick this one off. As you know, we have had some changes to the platform recently. We have some new features and functionalities, a new dashboard, and we want to host this webinar to help you navigate these changes and understand why we made them and how to, like I said, use them. So a couple housekeeping items before we get started. We are going to be recording this webinar and it is going to get sent out to everybody after the webinar is over. We will also be doing our Q&A as usual at the end of the webinar. So as you see things, you can chat them into the chat box using the chat feature, and we will get to them at the end of today's webinar. Today's speakers include two people who were very instrumental in getting all of these changes up and running for you. Brooke Morales, she is our product manager of the ETB Developer platform, and Scott D'Ambrosio, who is our VP of sales. So I don't want to waste any more time, so I'm going to hand it off to Brooke, and she's going to kick us off.
Great, thank you, Tracy. Let me get my screen shared. One moment. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. As Tracy mentioned, I am Brooke Morales, and I am excited to welcome you to this special ETB webinar where we'll be showcasing our latest exciting features and updates. As product manager of ETB Developer, my goal is to ensure we provide you with the most efficient and effective tools to enhance your platform experience. So today, we're going to cover 3 significant updates that will reshape the way you interact with our platform and optimize your solar and solar plus storage projects. Those updates include the new concept of designs within a proposal, web catalogs, and the state-of-the-art Acumen simulation engine. Let's start with designs. Previously, in Energy Toolbase, proposals were limited to representing only a single option to your customers. We listened to your feedback and received numerous requests for the ability to combine multiple proposals representing multiple options into a single proposal. And that's where the concept of designs comes to play. Now, a proposal serves as a container that can house multiple options, giving you the ability to model a range of designs within a single comprehensive proposal. So let's walk through the new proposal page and how to add designs to your proposal. I'm starting today here on the lead page. I'm just going to open up an existing proposal I have. And you'll see there are some significant changes here, so let's walk through these. What you're looking at right now is now considered your design. So on this design page, you have a top level portlet here that represents your general information. You have your proposal name, your design name, design date, sector, etc. You also have some buttons to the right here that allow you to download your design data. You can duplicate your design and also delete your design. Here inside of the proposal name, you also have the ability to delete your proposal as a whole. Below here is our meters portlet. Not much has changed inside of this portlet. No workflows are different. Everything's the same as far as adding, deleting, editing your PV storage rate schedule details. It's just much larger on the page to fit all of the details of this portlet. Lastly, on this page, we have our transactions. Again, the workflow has not changed. We add transactions, delete transactions the same way that you have known in the past. It's just a more full width view, allowing you to compare your different transaction options. Now, there is one detail here that you probably saw missing, and that is our documents. Documents no longer live on the design page. We have made them their first-class citizen here on the side navigation. And I will get into this manage documents page, but first I want to go over this top section here. So we have our proposal contents. That's just a header that lets you know everything under this line lives underneath a proposal. Designs and documents both flow up to your proposal level. Now we have our design section, and in here I have two separate designs. I have my PV only, and then I have PV and storage. Under these designs, you can navigate to your different meter options. You could still do that the normal way here through the drop down. This just gives you another place to do so. And then you can navigate between the different designs that you have as well. Underneath your designs, you'll see the new design, add new design button. To add a new design, you'll just click here and you'll name your design, and then you'll select your configuration, very similar to how you add your proposal. I'm going to cancel out of here. Another way to add a design is to duplicate the design. When duplicating your design, it will copy everything within that design, including any documents that you've added in the Manage Documents section. All right, so I am going to go into our Manage Documents tab, and you can see here there's a few different portlets, but I want to focus on the document portlet here. When adding a document, it's very similar to the older workflow. There's just one additional step here where you'll have to select which design you want the document to apply to. So I'm going to add a document to both of these. First, I'm going to start with my PV only option. And then inside of this table, you could see that we have our category section, and we've named a category web catalogs. I'm going to use these, and we'll discuss why I'm using these once we touch on the web catalogs. So let me get to my document that I'm looking for here. The name of your document will always default to the name of your design. You could name it anything else. You could remove this and update it if you wish, but I'm going to keep this the same. I'm going to add another document for my PV and storage option. And I'm going to save. So now I have two documents, one representing each design that I've created. In these cards, you can click on the name to edit the name and any additional user inputs that might be necessary for the document that you've selected. And then I can view my document by just clicking the View Document button. And that will just render the document as you know it. Great, so that pretty much wraps it up for designs. Let me go back to the proposal and to my Manage Documents page. Let's dive into web catalogs. So web catalogs offer our users a powerful way to enhance their client interactions by creating a unified and organized collection of designs into a single custom branded web page. By utilizing proposal designs in conjunction with web catalogs, you can create a compelling interactive presentation for your client. Let's create a web catalog using the design documents that we just added here. Something to note is that any document that you add into this portlet will be represented inside of your catalog when you click this Publish button. So I'm going to publish. Now this might take a minute just depending on how many documents that you've added and how large those documents are, because both of those will live inside of this new catalog. Now you can see this UI has changed slightly here. We see a live catalog table. Here I can copy my catalog link and share this link with my clients, or I could view my live catalog. So I'm going to click on View Live Catalog. And you'll see here that we have this incognito mode. This just represents a way for you to view your catalog without logging it as a session. We'll talk about sessions in a minute, but basically Any client that opens this will not see this incognito button. They'll only see that continue button, and they'll have to enter in their name, and it gets logged as a session where we'll be tracking some analytics for this particular catalog. So I'm going to just click the incognito button for this round. And you can see here that I have both of my documents inside of my catalog here. Now, if I go back to my proposal, I'm going to add an additional document. I'm just going to use our new About Us template. I'm going to rename this to About Us. Save. Okay, so we can see some warnings on the page here. I've added a new document that is not included in my catalog. So this just lets me know that there are some unpublished changes that you might want to click that publish button again so we can get that most recent view out to your client. Another thing that I want to do here before republishing this is I don't want my About Us at the bottom of my navigation menu on my catalog. So I'm going to move this up. These cards are draggable, so you could order these however you see fit. And I'm going to publish my catalog again. Okay, so now we see an additional table in this portlet here, and this represents our catalog history. I previously published one version, and now I have a new version that is live. The URL that you send to your client will not change. They will always have access to the live view of your catalog. If there is by any chance that you do want to look at that older version, this is here for you. And if you'd like to share the link with your client, you could copy this link and share that historical document or catalog. So let's view this live catalog just to show you those changes that we made. This time I'm going to come in as if I'm a customer and continue. And so we could see here those changes that I made for our About Us have taken effect. We could scroll through this great new document for About Us. And I want to look at my other documents in here as well. All right, so I'm going to go back to my proposal again, and I'm going to refresh my catalog sessions. So you saw how I entered in my name. I was the customer. I have to enter that name. It is mandatory. I continue. I'm looking through that catalog. That session is then logged here in this catalog sessions table. You could see the viewer's name. If they happen to have entered in their phone number and their email, that will be here under the viewer information. You could see which version of the catalog they were looking at, when that session started, the time and date, and how much time was spent on each document inside of that catalog. So our About Us and our two PV and PV and storage documents, how much time was spent on each. So maybe I could see where their interest lies. All right. Last thing I want to go over before I pass this off is our new dashboard. So in the dashboard, you can see this is quite different than what it was before. We still have our lead overview. It's just represented here with this chart where you can view your new, your hot, your live leads. You also have the ability to view your designs that have been created on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. Same thing with your catalog sessions. As those catalog sessions roll through, they will be represented here in this chart. The view all proposals table, this is the same except we do have a few new columns. We have a column here to represent how many designs are inside of that proposal, as well as some ranges. Since we could have multiple different designs in that proposal, we have a range here that represents the minimum value and the maximum value for each of these columns. Lastly, we have a catalog sessions table that represents high level the sessions that are rolling through. This table does not include the individual documents within the catalog, but it does provide you with the total time that was spent inside of that catalog during that session. Also, you'll have your account manager information here. You'll be able to schedule a meeting by clicking this link with your account manager. We still have our quick links that take you to some helpful content inside of our help center. And then you could see our upcoming trainings and webinars with the time and date that they are being hosted. And actually, I said I had one more thing, but there is one additional thing I do want to show you, and that is the web catalogs settings inside of our ETB Developer settings. Here, if you just click this gear, you'll be brought to this view. And under web catalogs, we have some settings. Here, you can add your own custom branding. You could add your logo. You could choose a color of the nav bar at the top that best represents your brand. You could size out this logo as well. And then you can apply a link to that logo. So if your client clicks on this logo, it brings you directly to the web page that you've put in here. All right, well, that is all I have for web catalogs and designs, but let's dive into our new Acumen engine. I'll be passing it over to our VP of Sales, Scott, for that.
Thanks, Brooke. Appreciate all the great information. All right, I should be sharing my screen. And just to kind of start off, just want to welcome everybody to today's webinar. We appreciate your time. We understand you have busy schedules. I just want to thank our current users. We appreciate your business, and hopefully if you're not using Energy Toolbase, you give us an opportunity to do so. To kick things off, just want to talk about Energy Toolbase historic journey. Over the last 6 years, Energy Toolbase has been on the forefront of modeling energy storage. Prior to our merger, we collaborated with industry leaders in the field of energy storage and crafted and created a mathematical algorithm to model energy storage. Using historical data as our foundation, we implemented the concept of perfect foresight dispatch. Throughout the proposal process, we have the luxury of capturing all this historical information like historical usage, solar production, rates, other parameters to understand what has occurred in the past. With this knowledge in hand, we could theoretically operate an energy storage system with perfect foresight. We could operate this system perfectly. Knowing that perfect is not obtainable in life, we use various levers and triggers to achieve a level of performance that's realistic in the field by derating perfect. Well, however, I think we all know, in reality, in the field, it's far from perfect. Real world scenarios, you don't have the luxury of perfect foresight, nor can you predict every twist or turn on these sites. Energy Toolbase has been deploying and developing our Acumen EMS system for over 3.5 years. We've gathered a wealth of invaluable insights. We've used this knowledge and information not only to enhance our systems in the field, but also our modeling platform. Today, we're excited to announce that the same algorithms we developed in the field are the same exact things flowing through to our platform and empowering our energy storage simulation engine in our developer platform. The Acumen engine represents a significant advancement in energy storage simulation optimizations by incorporating real-time forecasting, mathematical tools, and delivers an accurate, reliable results that align closely to the real-world scenarios. This eliminates the guesswork and empowers you as the user to make informed decisions. Why did we do this? Why did we invest all this time and energy to these new models? Energy Toolbase is known for accuracy. Implementing these new intelligent forecasting algorithms gives your clients the most accurate representation of savings. It captures real-life performance, understands outliers, understands the unpredictable loads and unique profiles that you've run across in the field. As the energy landscape continues to evolve, the new engine has the capability and flexibility to layer multiple different revenue streams to provide optimal economics for your end client. The Acumen engine is posed to adapt and lead the way in optimizing energy storage systems. All right, that being said, as we talked about a historical journey, hopefully you're familiar with Energy Tool-Based Developer. I have a pre-built proposal here already on the screen. As you go ahead and add energy storage, the UI here is still the same. You still have user-defined EMS that you're doing hardware parameters, right? And EMS parameters manually in here. This is still using our perfect foresight algorithm. Now, we highly recommend you move over to the Acumen engine, the real life controls. This is going to give you the best representation, it's going to have the flexibility, and it's going to give your clients the best expectation of what to expect when buying a storage system. As you hop through one of our vendors, and it's already simplified for you, we have preset the hardware and we preset the controls underneath here. You'll always see a drop down of what model that hardware vendor offers. Underneath, you could put the quantity, and you'll see a simplified Acumen engine strategy. There's 4 options you can choose from. You could choose stacking, which is demand charge management and energy arbitrage. You can concentrate just on doing demand charge management or just time arbitrage or self-consumption. Now, as you go through here, it is unique based on the load profiles, the rate schedule. So there'll be certain times that stacking absolutely provides the best economic return for your clients, but sometimes it might be just time arbitrage by itself. You could easily do this by clicking a strategy, hitting save, and taking a look at the blended savings that appear on the site. Before we go ahead and do that, just want to talk through some advanced settings. ESS can export to the grid, must charge from PV only. Since we have these new intelligent algorithms in the back end, we're able to ingest real-time pricing, real-time exports like the ACC calculator that goes into the consideration of forming a charge and dispatch strategy. So having these check boxes in here allows us to consider that should we export that storage to the grid when the values tell us to do so. Now, as we open this up here, there are 2 advanced simulation settings. And as you go through here, enable parallel processing. Okay, we default to what is going to be the quickest for you guys to run energy storage models, but you do have the flexibility to slow down the algorithm and do it more precisely. Now, enable parallel processing is your ability to run all 12 months at once. So it is going ahead and running that simulation. If you uncheck this, it's going to go ahead, run January, then run February, then run March, then run April. So just wanted to explain what that feature was, and then enable parallel processing. Enable interval planning. Okay, if you check this box, it's going to give you the best representation of what our controls do in the field. So the difference here is by unchecking the box, we make a plan for the entire day and re-optimize every single day. In the field, we actually do it every 8 to 10 seconds. We're optimizing, forecasting, and making decisions what's going to be the best thing to do. Now, just not to slow it down too much, we gave that flexibility, and as you're kind of closing out projects, wouldn't hurt to kind of come check in this box, increase the accuracy even more. Those are the 2 advanced features. As you go through here, you'll see our optimization still the same. A lot of the UI is the same, trying to keep it as standardized as possible, but giving you the flexibility of the new intelligence rolling through to the platform. So you can see optimization still considering everything. You can see the incremental savings from energy storage based on those particular rates that we're modeling still in here. And behind the scenes, you still have that wonderful UI where you can take a look at your charge dispatch strategy. Now you can see here, I enabled exports from the energy storage system. So it's actually considering the real-time calculator in this example and choosing to export at said period of time. Now, as you kind of go through here, this is the number that I was mentioning, $176 per kWh of savings. Now you could quickly run in here and run those different strategies that we mentioned by going demand charge, hit save, and you'll see these numbers change in real time, making sure you're choosing the most appropriate strategy for those clients that you're modeling energy storage for. So that is everything that changed within our algorithm. Without going too deep, if anybody has any specific questions, we do an energy storage webinar every single week. Everybody gets a dedicated account manager, and feel free to reach out to us after the webinar if you have any specific questions that we can clear up for you. So back to you.
All right, thank you, Scott. We will get into a little bit of Q&A. Again, if you have any very specific questions, your account manager would be happy to help. The first one, Scott, was kind of related to your section, and it says, does Energy Toolbase have the ability to calculate demand response revenue?
It's a great question. I'm going to let you know whenever we release features here at Energy Toolbase, you'll see quick iterations of these things. Now, since we have these new intelligent, flexible controls in the field, we absolutely co-optimize assets with behind the meter savings with grid services like demand response. Now, through our platform, it is absolutely what is coming next. We expect that to be in Q1 of next year. So we built in these intelligent controls, and now we're going to do iterations, even improving it even further. Demand response programs is the #1 thing that we're building out, and I expect it to hit the platform in under 100 days.
Thanks, Scott. Another one on your section, can the new algorithm target the high value NEM 3 hours for ESS exports?
Absolutely. The intelligent algorithm in the back end is considering all those variables from utility rates to export rates to solar production forecast as well. So it is considering those things and creating a best economic optimized discharge and charge solution for that opportunity.
Thanks, Scott. We just got one in from Quinn, and it says, can the documents added to a catalog include different designs to allow for a comparison when showing the customer? Brooke, I think that one will be for you.
Yes, so all of the documents that are added inside of that document portlet that I showed will be included inside of the catalog. You could add documents from all of your designs that you've included in your proposal in that section and publish, and they will all be available inside of the catalog for comparison.
And to parlay onto what Brooke is saying, Quinn, this is the exact reason that was a catalyst to build this feature. Historically, you would have to download out each PDF, attach them to an email, and send 6 different PDFs to a client. This feature enables you to deliver it all in one, provide the options that you want them to see, and then gives you the analytics to really see what they're interested in. I love this feature, and I just wanted to kind of add to that.
Awesome, thanks, Scott and Brooke. Brooke, can you go a little bit more into what statistics people can track, clicks, opens, things like that? Just kind of review that one more time.
For sure. So inside of your proposal, in the Manage Documents tab, you'll see a catalog session table. And in that table, you'll have your customer's name. If they chose to provide their phone number and email, you will have access to that as well. You can see which version of the catalog that they viewed, the last time they viewed it, date and time, their total time spent in the catalog, and then the time spent in each individual document that is inside of that catalog. So let's say we've represented 2 options to our customer, our PV only option, and then our PV and ESS. You could see individually which one of those are they most interested in based off of the amount of time they've spent reviewing those documents.
Thanks, Brooke. And I know that some of the other account managers have seen this question and it just came up again, but can the client easily download these documents, or does it require any software apps or download fees, additional apps?
No, the client would be able to. So once they've opened their catalog, in the navigation section of that catalog, they have a download button. So they'll be able to download. Right now, it is per document. So they would have to select the document they'd like to download and click the download button. But we are working on updating that to be the full catalog. So they could click that button once and download the full catalog as well, print that out if they see, if that's what they're looking to do.
Awesome, thanks. And I did want to keep this at 30 minutes. I know we're a little bit over, but we have a couple more questions. Can email configurations be sent when someone views, opens, or downloads a catalog?
Yes, inside of the settings where you edit the branding, you'll also see some notification settings as well, where you can turn on or off your email notifications. So anytime a customer views your catalog for a certain amount of minutes, you will be notified that there is someone viewing your catalog, along with some additional details.
Awesome, thank you. We had another one for Scott's section. Are the efficiency percentages still editable within the four Acumen options, or are those percentages built in and not able to be changed?
Yeah, so we moved completely away from that. That was a way for us to derate perfect. What you're getting now is the actual simulation, the actual forecasting that controller would do in the field. So in essence, it is considering the uniqueness of that load profile and forming a dispatch charge strategy. So it is actually changing those things every 8 to 10 seconds of what it can do. So you're getting increased accuracy with their new algorithms, and no longer is there a need for those efficiencies and utilization rates to be adjusted. You'll see wildly different results based on the type of client. It is really cool to see, predictable load profiles. You'll see the battery system working in a certain way compared to somebody with random spikes. So it was really cool. Please use that new algorithm. The best thing we can do for the industry of energy storage is giving people accurate results. It's a black eye for all of us to be able to deliver something that a developer is telling them they're going to save $1 bazillion, right? And it's not true. So definitely recommend using our Acumen algorithm. Just give the clients the best expectations of what to expect.
Thanks, Scott. And I'm just going to ask one quick one before we wrap this up. We're a little bit over time. So, and I know not everybody on here is a developer user. So how can they get started?
Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, that's an easy one, right? If you're not a Energy Toolbase user, please just go to energytoolbase.com, start a free trial. You don't need a credit card on there, and it'll give you a really great understanding of who we are as a company, the customer support we provide, and we'll go ahead and get you on a free trial with no handcuffs, use all of our features, and hopefully we can earn your business after that.
Thanks, Scott. And like I said, we're going to wrap it up here. If you have any additional questions, please, you can reach out to us at the email on the screen, or your direct account manager would be more than happy to help you. We will send out this video after the webinar along with the sample catalog so you can take a look. And I think that's all we had. So thank you everyone for being here today, and thank you Brooke and Scott for joining us. Have a great day.